they deserved a win, or how do you feel about that series?
I think it's closer than the 3-0, but yeah. I mean, it's a great indicator for every fan base, for every team, to see how thin the margins are to win in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Okay. Prime example, regardless of how you arrived at overtime in game 2, Drake Batherson on the overtime, Max Domi's overtime winner. He makes offensively, he makes a November backhand saucer through the middle. Mm. And then the back check, it's January, hey, wave at the puck. But it wasn't a playoff play, and it ends up in the back of your net. That's the margin for error. After you battle back, yes, they didn't have a lot of shots in the third period. Their first shot they scored on, which was a nice redirect by Gaudette. But in the playoffs, you take what you're given, and you have to play patient, and you have to play smart. And the minute that you don't, something can bite you. And if you have game changers on either side, a person who needs one shot, they'll make you pay. So game 2, lesson learned. I thought last night was a coin flip game 2. I thought as well. I thought both goaltenders made good saves. I thought the top players from both sides had good looks, but it wasn't a high event kind of wide open game. It was an overtime game, and the difference in the overtime winner is you lose a draw in the defensive zone, and you don't get in the lane to block a shot. Mm-hmm. And to me, Mike Kelly, I won't take credit for this, but Mike Kelly, my good analytics friend who works for Sportlogic, posted the analytics of the stats for the Leafs and the Senators as far as getting their shots through from the point. The Senators had way more attempts, but they weren't getting their shots through. And that's the difference, is you get your shot through, and it's a seeing eye shot, and you can go, geez, Linus Ullmark, you got to make a save there. He didn't see it. I mean, right. He still hasn't seen it. He saw it on the replay. But in the end, I didn't love his positioning on that. I didn't see a readjustment, so there was more glove to give there. But that's not his fault. And I thought it was. But the difference is you lose a draw. Austin Matthews had cleaned them out on draws all night long. And unsuspecting character just throws the puck towards the net. What he does, he hits the net and he gets a shot through. And the Ottawa Senators, their defensemen outscored the Toronto Maple Leafs defensemen quite handily this year. Mm-hmm. But it's been 4 goals from Leafs defensemen in this series that you could probably say might be the difference maker.
Is that one of those little things? Like I remember playing in playoff series where I actually specifically remember Stefan Yell blocking about 8 shots in the last minute against Detroit.
Yeah.
As good as Kipper is, it was like you block every shot. And with Ottawa, is that just part of the learning curve for him? Oh my God, this is in. You talked about Batherson. I don't think he's not trying, but it's not as detailed as it needs to be. That block shot, you're saying it's not Ullmark's, and I agree with you. If you're the first, if that draw's lost, it can't get through.
You just can't
get to the net.
And there's multiple layers there. It's not just the forward that's going out. It's defense that got affronted. You're right. It's other players in looking at their matchup. But quite honestly, it might have been the forward that was going out there that took a different approach to get there instead of cutting to the lane and then straight out. Like, it's just a small detail. But again, you're going to look at it in the video room today and go, God, I could have taken a half step here. Body there. And the one thing that, teams that have a little bit more experience in the playoffs is they know, hey, like everyone blocks shots. Everyone gets in the lane. It's a war out there. Every piece of ice is contested. And it's not like even game 1, the score wasn't indicative really of the game. It was their special teams let them down. The Sens were 0 for 3. The Leafs were 3 for 6. Like, that's the difference. It was undisciplined penalties, which Ottawa let it unravel. And the Leafs power play, went to work. And I thought, I watched Travis Green's media last night. I watched it again today. He said, I'm not complaining. I'm not taking a shot. But, the Leafs, if you look at their last 2 games, their power play goals, they've been favorable bounces. One, Ullmark hits a stick. It hits Jensen, slides into the net. Last night, that goes off Pinto's skate and slowly gets over the line. Yeah, Austin Matthews was there to probably would have helped it get there anyways. But, I don't think it was missed assignments. I don't think it was like Edmonton's penalty kill, where it's just like, I don't know what the hell they're doing there. Where at least Ottawa, you could see a semblance of like, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to defend it. And you know what? A couple tough luck plays that end up in the back of their net.
Yeah, and look, there's bounces all over. We know that when games go to overtime, it's anything. If that puck catches a quarter inch of a pad on the way, it doesn't hit the net. Hope you're better. How would you square up the net mining? When you talk about, one team kind of looks poised, the other's first time under the lights, so to speak, for playoffs. But Stolarz has been the better of the two by, I think, a pretty significant margin.
Yep, he has. I mean, I didn't love Brady Tkachuk's goal last night outside of that, but if you look at it, he's had quality starts. He's made the saves that he should. And, if anything, like game one, he got a post short side. He had a shaft of the stick where, Zetterlund has a wide open net, shoots, hits his shaft of the stick. So those are two favorable bounces that might have changed the complexion of that game. Game two, I thought he was solid. Last night, Tim Stützle has a shot right from home plate area going downhill, and Stolarz takes a step out, and Stützle hits him kind of right in the chest. Like they've got to make him move. They've got to beat him high. They've got to, pick some spots. I think Stolarz has given them the type of goaltending that you want in the playoffs. Just, solid, not leaky, make the saves you should. He's had 3 quality starts. So yes, statistically and eye test, he's outplayed Ullmark, but I wouldn't say Ullmark has been poor in his last 2 starts. I think those were coin flip. I didn't love game one. The difference in game one was Stolarz made the save on Brady Tkachuk on the breakaway. He made a couple big saves where on the other end, every chance that Toronto had was in the back of the net. So I thought Ullmark was not good game one. I thought he was good in game two. And last night I thought he was really good. He just, unfortunately, you didn't come up with one save that was a screenshot.
So I sort of have this view of organizations in the NHL and life cycles. And, Ottawa is where Toronto was a while ago. Toronto used to be a team that had lots of good young players just trying to get in. Yeah. And Ottawa for years have been building this base of core players and pillars in which you can build a championship caliber team. But it's their first time in this tournament. And I think especially in game one, that showed they were over exuberant. They weren't disciplined. Maybe the pressure hits them differently than Toronto. Yeah. So big picture, I love this for Ottawa. Like they'll come back hungry. Even if they get swept, they might even come back better next year. Right. They have that experience. They know what's different about playoff hockey than regular season. And I think we're also starting to see the Leafs kind of mature into that. Yeah, the Caps will never win. And then, you know what? Maybe the Caps will win. Like we talked about the word poise, and I understand there's coaching change and personnel tweaks here or there, but Core 4 hasn't let you down here. This looks like a team good enough to win. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more of our content right here on the Flames Nation YouTube page. We had a bunch of great long form interviews. You can check out some videos we've done as well outside of the studio. And of course, if you want more writing or merchandise stuff, flamesnation.ca or nationgear.ca. Appreciate you watching.